Hello and welcome back to the Emotionless podcast. My name is Logan, and as always, I will be your host. Now, the other day I got asked by someone why I number the episodes, but I don't say the number in the episode, and that's because I film like 5 or 6 episodes a day, and I don't exactly post them in the same order that I film them in, so that's why I don't really talk about what episode number it is within the episode. Today's episode is going to fall into a series that I'm going to have to create on the channel called College Trauma. This is going to be the Title IX series, the Life Skills series, and some other titles. We've got the roommate stuff is going to fall in there, and some other stuff we've got, like the Hate Book series coming soon, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But today's episode falls in the roommate category. So, I've had a lot of roommates. I've shared a room with 3 different people. But in total, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 roommates while in college. Now, they've all been quite the character, to say the least. I told you about, at this point, you hopefully have seen the first one, The Secret Blowjob, because it's got like 150 views, but the rest of them got like 5 or 6. One's got like 24, but that's nothing. Really glad that got a lot of views. That's pretty cool. This one I'm calling What's Mine Is Yours. Now, it's actually kind of funny that I'm calling it that, because it's the exact opposite, because what's mine is not yours, but this roommate took it that way. So this is in February of 2021. I had a roommate, his name was Tuna Sandwich. No, I can't call him Tuna Sandwich, because I called someone else Tuna Sandwich. His name is Buttery Popcorn. So Buttery Popcorn, actually let's just call him Butter. Butter's fun. Butter's a good name for him. So Butter is a lot. Butter is loud. Butter is obnoxious. Butter doesn't care. Butter does whatever Butter wants. And I think that's a problem for a variety of reasons. That is a problem because he does not respect personal boundaries. So the first instance and example I'll give is my food. I'm not a selfish person. I like to think I'm not a greedy person. I will gladly let you have snacks I buy as a college roommate. All I ask is that you ask me, just so I'm aware of, oh, he had some Cheez-Its, I need to buy more Cheez-Its. Oh, he had a Coke, I'm almost out of Coke, I need to buy some more Coke. Oh, he had a hot dog, I need to get a new package of hot dogs. It's fine for me to replace things, but if I don't know about it and then I'm hungry and then I go and there's food in there, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and there's no stores open, I'm going to not be a happy camper. So the first incident was with a box of Cheez-Its. I left it on the counter and he took it into his room and he ate the whole thing. Every last crumb. I bought 2 boxes. I ate half of one. He took the half of one while I was in class. I just was like, whatever. And then while I was asleep, he took the whole other one and ate the whole other one. And that's kind of where I lost my temper. But I moved on. I talked to my mom about it. She's just like, it's okay, Logan. I'll send you the money for new Cheez-Its. Don't worry about it. I'm like, alright, cool. Then there was the Coke. So I bought like 48 cans of Coke. And I put them in the fridge because I don't know if I'm crazy, but I don't like warm soda. I like cold soda. I don't need it to be, a block of ice, but I'd like it to be cold. And so he came out and he saw it and he asked, which was a step up from the Cheez-Its. And I said, yes, you can have 2 cans for right now, and then we'll assess from there. He's like, okay. So he takes a can, he goes to his room, he drinks it, he comes out like 20 minutes later, takes another can, drinks it. And I had a lazy day. I was just watching movies. I wasn't really paying attention. And he kept coming out and drinking it. And by the time the morning rolled around the next morning, I went to count my Cokes. And I wasn't planning on counting them. I just went in there to go get one, and then I ended up counting it because it looked significantly lower. I was like, damn, did I drink a lot of Coke last night? Where are all my cans? I open the door to the fridge, and I look. When I went to bed, there was 42 cans. Because I had 2, he had, I think, 3, which I brushed it off. And my other roommate had 1, so 48 minus 6 is 42. When I opened it in the morning, there was 24. Which means this kid had drinking 18 cans of Coke. First of all, that's not healthy. Now, I'm no advocate for health, and I think anybody who knows that knows me. But it's not healthy to drink that much, by any length of the word. So, understandably, I was pretty upset. But I didn't know how to handle it. Now, I had a friend who lived about 3 apartments over. And she happened to be the RA, the residential assistant, a student resident director, basically. And so I asked her what to do, and she's like, well, you've got 2 options. 1, you can steal his money. She actually said this to me. I think. And I was like, no, I can't really do that. She was like, or I can help you talk to him. And I was like, I mean, we can try that, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'm really going to get through him. She's like, I mean, option 3 is we get an RD, a residential director involved, which are paid staff. And I was like, let's try that. Let's see where that goes. So I call my... Jesus, to you. I'm trying to record a podcast. Oh my God, she's going to yell at me for that. So I call this resident director, and let's call him... I'm going to call him Nervous Pudding, because he's very nervous. Bless his heart, he's the sweetest RD in the world, but he's just very nervous. So Nervous Pudding comes over, and Nervous Pudding and Butter and me have a conversation. Butter is kind of pacing around the room. Nervous Pudding is sitting in a chair, and I'm just leaning on my desk. I don't really care. And so I'm like, hey, I'm pretty frustrated because Butter here keeps eating my food. And tons of it. He's drinking 18 cans of my Coke when I told him he could have 2. And Nervous Pudding's like, Butter, that's a lot. Why'd you do that? And Butter goes, well, I was thirsty, so I figured it was fine. Because it was in the communal fridge. And, the RD looks at me and goes, well, just because it's in the communal fridge doesn't mean you take it. But he looks at me and goes, probably shouldn't put things in the communal fridge if you don't want them taken. So I understood both points, but I think Nervous Pudding was on my side because Nervous Pudding was like, whether or not it's in the communal fridge, it's not yours, so you shouldn't take it. So, I move on a little more, and he keeps eating my food, he keeps eating my food, and eventually I just start making a tab, and I go, and one day, I'm just walking around the apartment, and he's on his phone with his mom, and I'm like, hey, Butter, can you come out here? And so Butter comes out, and I see that Butter's on the phone with his mom. I'm like, hey, is that your mom on the phone? He's like, hey, do you think the 3 of us could have a quick conversation? And his mom is on speaker, and she's like, hey, yeah, what's up? It's nice to meet you. I go, well, it's nice to meet you too. I hate to complain right off the bat, but your son has been eating a lot of my food, and I've been keeping a tab, and it's up to $60 now. $30 now. And she's like, Butter, you have been eating someone else's food without asking them? And then she was like, I assume he didn't ask. I'm like, yes, how'd you know? He's like, this has been a problem for a while. Apparently this has been a problem with a lot of his roommates, which is why in the 8 semesters he was there, he had 8 different roommates. He never had the same roommates for 2 semesters in a row. Because usually you get a new roommate every school year, but he got new roommates every semester, sometimes more than once a semester. And so she was very upset. She forced Butter to go with me to the store and replace everything. Butter replaced everything. He got me low-fat Cheez-Its and Diet Coke, and he bought me this different candy that I didn't tell me to eat. I remember I had these Sour Patch watermelon jelly beans. They were awful. I hated them, but he asked me if I could have them, and I said no, even though I didn't like them because it was the principal. He said no. I left, and I came back, and they were eating it in the trash. And I'm like, Butter, I told you not to eat these, and you went behind my back and ate them anyways. What's this about? And he's like, I wanted to, so I did. I mean, I respect the honesty. So I'll take the honesty. But it was just still very frustrating that even though I asked Butter not to, Butter went and ate them anyways. So then I just confront him with an RD. I'm like, you gotta stop doing this. He's like, I feel so attacked right now. I'm like, we had a conversation about this the other night. And the conversation with nervous pudding in him, I made sure, I was like, I want to make sure you don't feel attacked. I want to make sure you know I'm just upset and I need to express my concerns with someone here. He's like, yeah, no, I don't feel attacked. But then when we're alone, oh, I feel so attacked. You're totally attacking me. You're targeting me. This is a hate crime. Blah, blah, blah. He's cool. Anyways, so eventually he stops eating my food and I just start locking it up. But it was just very frustrating for a long time to constantly have to lock up my food and hide my food and get it replaced and not be able to have the snacks in my apartment that I want to have when I'm hungry in the middle of the night, you know? Because sometimes I get hungry in the middle of the night. It was very frustrating, to say the least. But that's the end of that story. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hosting more episodes later. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Wow.